This is where the bananas are. Charta looks like a banana, which is why it's called the banana zone. From there, everything goes crazy. And that comes after the half, after this putting everything together. Will it be the same? Is $300,000 the price goal? It might go crazy, but I don't know. I have a huge amount of work to do. It's thousands of pages of research that Julian Biddle and I have done on this. This isn't just a bunch of jokes then. Going forward, cash would go up. There are sources of cash flow all over the place, but the cowbell is tolling. Keep an eye out for it. It has already begun. The banana zone is making a lot of noise, and prices are going through the roof. Raoul, creator and CEO of Real Vision, is very excited about what? He talks about what he calls the banana zone, a time in every crypto bull market when prices go through the roof and can't be stopped. Powell says that this much anticipated phase might be coming up in just a few weeks. He thinks that the prices of crypto assets will rise so quickly when it starts that it will be hard to keep up with what's going on. Powell thinks that the total value of the cryptocurrency market will at least 4 times before the current cycle ends in 2025. It will go from $2.2 trillion to as much as $1.15 trillion, which will meet a platform. Powell gave us unique information about the Bitcoin market, the banana zone, and how global liquidity conditions are changing. He said that the global liquidity cycle is what drives the business cycle, which has 4 stages: growth, peak, contraction, and trough. In 2008, after the financial crisis, central banks reset their interest rates to 0, which started a new interest rate cycle that lasts for 3 to 4 years. Since then, this cycle has followed clear trends. Powell said that this macro cycle fits nicely with the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle and the US election cycle, which often leads to more financial stimulus. This agreement is part of what he calls the everything code. In this code, the business cycle repeats as liquidity rises to debase currency so that debt rollovers can be paid. Yields would lose their stability without this debasement, which would cause a debt cycle. With debasement, the value of paper currency goes down, which makes the prices of assets look like they are worth more. Powell talked about his full thesis and expectations for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market as a whole. He stressed how these cycles will have a big effect on how the market acts in the future. The banana zone is the time when you're changing. We are now in crypto macro summer, moving from macro crypto spring. That's when the banana zone happens. Usually after halving, there's a time of consolidation where prices are down 20% and move around a lot. Then they start gathering, and then they go crazy. I'll show you some charts that show this. This is the world's cash flow. This is the world liquidity of GMI. This was in that thread of tweets. Now, this chart is really bright. It's likely that you can't read it. It's terrible that you can't see colors. The yellow parts are summer, as the text says. During the summer, we see more cash. This is wealth around the world, not just in the US. In the summer, cash starts to rise. Obviously, things went crazy in 2020 because of the pandemic, but 2016 and 2012 were good times for cash. What do you think? Crypto and technology both got better. After that, you fall. A lot of the time, the big fireworks happen in the fall. Liquidity keeps rising until it reaches its peak in the winter. That's when the reversal and crypto down cycles happen. The best parts of the cycle are still to come. It's clear that the best time to enter was at the end of winter. During that time, I bought Solana and Ethereum. Since then, I've clearly changed my mind. Aside from some small mean things and other bits and pieces, I'm pretty much 100% Solana right now. The Solana Bitcoin cross chart and Solana ETH cross chart look so good that I think if my job is to make as much money as possible, I'll just buy the thing I think will go up the most. That's how I saw it. You will see things in a different way, but don't get stuck in a story. Someone is telling you that this token from 3 cycles ago is going to be the next big thing, but you're still stuck in it. After 3 rounds, 2 cycles, it's not a big deal. It won't be a big deal. Try to make money. I don't want you to mess this up right now. When you're in this kind of cash cycle, the most important thing to remember is don't F this up, please make the most of it. There have been 2 cycles where fall was totally bananas, and then there was the last fall in 2021, which wasn't as bananas. Yellow tends to be in the summer. It's because the cash came in earlier in 2020. We don't know what will happen, but this is how it should happen. This is a graph from Exponential Age Asset Management, the name of my hedge fund. This is an asset management company that invests the best hedge funds in order to ride the trend of the market cap, going from $2.5 billion, where it is now, to 10 trillion, or 10 to 15 trillion, and then to 100 trillion by, say, 2032 or 2034. This is going to be the fastest, biggest buildup of wealth in history. That's why I keep telling you not to mess this up. That's why I look at the big picture. That's the reason I don't trade around this. Let it do its thing. That's when we say it did its job. We look at the bottom, the part with the biggest return, and the part with the lowest return. The world's crypto assets have done the best over the last 3 years: crypto spring, macro spring, summer, and fall. This is the asset that will do the worst next year in the fall. That's what you get. When you add up all of those gains, though, Nasdaq has done 769% since 2011. Wow, 17% a year is really high, while Bitcoin has gone up 20 million percent, or 139% per year. Ethereum 324% at 3% per year. This is where the bananas are. It's called the banana zone because A, the map looks like a banana, and B, everything goes crazy. After the halves, this gathering, and that, it does this. Will it be the same? Is $300,000 the price goal? I'm not sure, but unless something big happens, it will go crazy. I have a huge amount of work to do. It's thousands of pages of research that Julian Biddle and I have done on this. These aren't just some jokey statements. Going forward, there would be more cash on hand. Anytime the Fed lowers interest rates, the Treasury drains the general account, or the Fed lowers QT, there are sources of liquidity. For example, the Treasury could offer some liquidity provisions to China to help them deal with debt deflation. They don't have any money. Japan also needs dollars because their currency has been falling in value. There are many chances to do things. Rates will go down in Europe. Rates will go down in the UK. There are a lot of chances to get cash. In order to get rid of industrial real estate from banks, the Fed might, say, set up a special vehicle. Who knows, but soon there will be a cowbell. Keep an eye out for it. It has already begun. There is a lot of noise and markets are going crazy in the banana zone. That should give you a better idea of what I think will happen next. Is it going to be great? Not at all. Does it snow here for another month or two? Possible. Does it end? I can see that 2 of the earlier cycles ended in the 3rd week of May with consolidation and then the end of the cycle. July 2020 was the other one. We had the virus in 2020, which made things strange. I don't know, it's almost there. They are making wedge shapes that look great. Everything. It looks like everything else is fine. You can pretty much take any product, which is another great thing about macro summer and fall. It is going to get better. For those of you who love metals, copper has done well. It's going to rise. Gold will get more expensive. Oil will work in the end. Right now it doesn't feel good. Stocks and oil will. Stocks and mines will. All plays with a cycle will. It's a great time to buy tech stocks and chips. It's fun to be a fool in markets, so go ahead and be one. No one wants to think too much about things, and the prices of almost everything you buy will go up. But some things have more than others. That's how I see things. Everything is linked. Everything. Everything's circle of the 4-year debt refinancing cycle means that everything is linked. As of now, crypto and tech are the top investments. Some people follow the business trend. All of them hit bottom because the business cycle is ending. But they are all linked. Everything is linked. For that reason, I like to keep things way too easy. There is no such thing as diversity if everything is linked. When I set up this whole thing for Real Vision, it was very important to me to help people through this huge change to a new system because the old one is broken. We have no choice but to guess. The rules are set up to hurt us. The cost of things keep going up. The pay stays the same. Everyone is divided. Everyone is against each other. Add in immigrants and trade around the world. You add in people who are getting older. You add AI robots. No one finds this easy. Everyone feels like they can't do anything about it. I get it, you were given the gift. Blockchain is the gift.